How does wave management work in League of Legends? So wave management is one of the hardest concepts to grasp in League, not necessarily because it is hard, but rather because it's harder to implement. So you can understand it, you can kind of know how to do it, the basics, the fundamentals, and everything, but it's much harder to put it into practice. Now, let's take things one at a time. What is wave management necessarily? So wave management pretty much consists on you manipulating the wave in a certain way to kind of help you out more on whatever decision you're going for. So there's three main wave managements. There's slow push, fast push, and then freezing. So let's take them one at a time. As you normally know, minions will always come in the middle of the lane. So they come from the base. First wave is 6 minions, 3 melee, 3 casters. Same thing with the second one. And then the third one is a cannon wave. And they alternate between each other. So there's always going to be 3 waves. The two first ones are normal, and then the third one is a cannon wave. The only time where this ends up changing is if you take the inhibitor, because afterwards, after you take the inhibitor, now you're gonna have super minions to deal with as well. So yeah, that's something you have to keep in mind. Now, when it comes down to wave management, what you want to try to keep in mind is whenever you end up, so let's say you want to slow push the wave. Generally, as you know, there's you know 6 type of minions. There's 3 melee and 3 casters. Same thing for the other side as well. So what you want to try to do is whenever you want to fast push the wave, you want to pretty much get all of the minions instantly. So you use your abilities, make sure you fast push them, and kind of get them as soon as possible. A general rule of thumb you can go for is if you want to fast push, kill the melee minions as soon as possible. Kill them, and then you can either let the casters live, either less hit them, or just use the ability slowly and make sure you get them afterwards. But melee minions are the most important one to get. Generally, you want to try to fast push if you feel like you want to go back, you want to try to go for a roam or something, and kind of just let the enemy deal with the minions on top of the turn. Now the second one, it's called slow push. Now slow push, it's kind of the opposite of the fast push. The same idea here. You have 6 minions, 3 casters, and 3 melee minions. If it's cannon, it's pretty much same idea, so don't worry about that. Now with slow push, you want to try to get the caster minions if you want to apply the slow push, and then what you do, you last it the 3 other ones, but generally you just last it. That's the idea. You make sure first of all that you have more numbers than the enemy team. So if you have 7 minions and the enemy has 6, you're pretty much good to go. And then you can just proceed by last hitting. Of course, if the enemy ends up pushing you back with the minions, if he destroys your minions, you want to try to put it in a better position. You keep attacking him, or the minions rather, and you always want to have a more advantage than him. So the way that it works is that you have this advantage, then when the next wave comes, you fast push it. So always you slow push the first wave until like what is very close to the enemy. So right here, for example, then the next wave ends up coming, and with the big wave you just created, because you're slow pushing it, you have more minions than the enemy, you throw everything that you have on the enemy, and you make sure you get all of them. Now the third one, which is the most crucial one, freezing. So what freezing means is that normally minions will end up crashing into your turrets, right? If nobody catches them. But that's the drill. You have to try to catch them and pretty much not allow them to hit the turret. So kind of tanking them yourself. So me with my character, I pretty much tank them here and let the minions stay in this position. Now what this does is that, as you know, normally minions will crash the middle of the lane, but now this won't be the case anymore, because now you made the middle of the lane exactly right here. So you can imagine how much better this could be. The enemy is going to be forced to walk up all the way from their turret to come to this new quote-unquote mid lane, so they can get the minions, and you kind of put yourself in a better position. You have more opportunities to run him down, and it's just very good in general. So this is what pretty much wave management is in a nutshell. I could go more in depth, but I don't want to overwhelm you. Right now, just make sure you kind of understand the basics, and slowly, with experience, you're gonna implement them yourselves. So yeah, keep this in mind.